Hello all, this is Anupama Zavargi here and welcome to my YouTube channel. In the part 1 of this video on the book Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, I covered the mindset part of the mindset. What is the difference between having a rich mindset and a poor mindset? And in this part, I am going to cover the things like what obstacles come up when you actually like what you're supposed to do, but still there some roadblocks come up. So what are those? And also some things that will help you get started, because action is very important. Just knowing everything, understanding the theory will not help. So now that we have understood how we need to develop a rich person's mindset, what are some of the roadblocks that will come up? What are some of the things that we need to consider? So he has told us 5 reasons that even though we become financially literate, we are still not able to achieve the success that we want, financial success. So the 5 things that he has listed. The first thing is fear. You know, so if you want to get rich, we have to overcome this fear of losing money, because this is what prevents us from actually investing in anything, because we think that what will happen if I lose everything. So the winners are the people who find motivation in, even if when they lose, they look at what lessons they've learned, what lessons they can learn from their loss, and then they move on. But the losers are the people who are so scared of actually even participating in any game, that they don't even try, so they're just so afraid of losing. So one of the ways that you can reduce your fear of loss is if you start early, because when you have less responsibility. So the younger people, if they start looking at becoming financial literate and start saving and thinking, having a rich mindset, building assets when they are young, because it's a lot easier that time, because you have a many number of years, working years left in your life, and your responsibilities are also small at that time. So that reduces the fear a bit. So, and then you one way to reduce this fear is to hire a good financial planner who will guide you. So it's not like you need to be all alone in making all these decisions. You can hire actually somebody to give you sane advice if you're too scared of doing it by yourself. Then the other thing is, you need to have a focused view, not a balanced view. Everybody is like always talking about balance, but the people who are really successful, or they really achieve great things in life, are very focused. So we need to have a focused view when it comes to building riches in our lives. Then the next thing is, you need to overcome cynicism, because if we are we all of us have doubts. I'm not smart, I'm not good enough, and these kind of doubts. Or you are scared that the moment I invest in the market, what if it goes down, and I never recover my money. So these kind of, you're always cynical about all these things. So what he says is, cynics always criticize, but winners are always analyzing. So cynics, they're blinded by their thoughts. They're blinded by their vision that it's not going to work out. But as compared to that, the people who actually win in life, people who actually become rich, they actually look at everything with open eyes. So they analyze everything. It's not like you can say that they take calculated risks. So they are not blinded by their desire to become rich. So they take calculated risks. They look at all the pros and cons and then only invest. So that is another thing. The third thing that is laziness, because even when you earn money, if you have to grow money, it takes effort. So sometimes people don't want to go through this hassle of learning new things and thinking about it, and actually putting those things into action. So they're lazy in terms of taking all this effort. So what they say is, no, I'm not interested, or I'm just too busy to do that. So we always hear that, right? I'm too busy to be healthy. I don't have time to go to the gym. The same way is like I'm too busy to invest in anything. I don't have time to do all these things, because they are afraid of, either they are afraid, or it's just too much of an hassle. It's a laziness. So you need to overcome that if you want to do that. And for that, what helps is when you are a little greedy. So I'm saying little here, so when you want to have something better, that is what actually inspires you, which actually motivates you to do something with your life, with your money, right? So you need to think of, what is it that drives you, what is it that what are you passionate about, what do you want more of in your life. So that will help you to actually overcome your laziness, because everything that we see around in the world is was thought of by someone who wanted something better, right? So you need to have this wish to have something better in your life. The next thing that prevents is habits. So we are a creature of habit. Our lives are reflection of our habits. So you need to change your financial habits, the way you spend money, the way you earn money, all these habits you need to start working on those habits. So that is another thing. And the last one is arrogance. He says, arrogance is a combination of ego plus ignorance. So sometimes we really don't know, but we are so full of our egos that we don't want to accept that we don't know. We are not ready to get the right advice. We don't want to listen to people who mean well. We don't want to listen to another viewpoint. So he says, we have one mouth and two ears, because we need to listen more. We need to listen carefully. Somebody's giving us advice. Also, we need to have our ears open to advice. uh, that is one of the things. If we think we know everything, so we'll be stuck. We won't grow that way, or we won't be rich one day. We don't know if we are not good at taking advice from others. Now, the things that it's great to know everything, that we need to know this, we become financial literate, but we need to get started on this, right? Action is very important in everything. So what are the things that will help us get started? So he has told 10 things that will help us. The first thing is, you need a reason greater than your reality. So some things that drive you is when you say that you want some more things in life, right? So you need to focus on what you want, and there are some things that you don't want in your life, those also motivate you. So if I say, I don't want to I want to have the same lifestyle that I'm having now, or I can say that I don't want to be dependent on somebody else. So what you want in more of in your life, I want to, or whatever luxuries I want, or whatever thing that maybe for their education, whatever you want in life. And the other thing is, you don't want to be dependent on somebody. You don't want to curtail your lifestyle or reduce your lifestyle when you don't have money, things like that. So what you don't want is also important. So you need to focus on that, and then that will give you a reason to actually start using all these things that you have learned. Then you choose daily. So that is another thing. You are uh, for 90% of the people, being rich is too much of a hassle. Once you get money, you have to know how to invest, how to grow that money, to keep it safe. So instead of that, they just say, that no, I'm not that interested in becoming rich and all that, because they don't want to go through that hassle. So this is a daily choice. You have to make that choice, that I want this kind of lifestyle. I want to be rich. Okay. So third thing that he says that you need to do is, you need to choose your friends carefully. So he says that you need to have some people in your life who are comfortable discussing money. So who with whom you can discuss what they do with their money, what ideas they have. So who are open minded about being rich, open minded about discussing money matters, because not all people are like that. So he says that at least you need to have some people from whom you can learn a lot of these things, from who will inspire you to think of all these money matters. Then the fourth, he says, is master a formula and then learn a new one. So when you're learning to invest, when you're becoming literate, you need to first start focusing on things one by one. So you need to master one. Let us say you want to invest in the stock market. So learn everything you need to learn, at least the basics about the stock market first. Start there, and then once you have that well taken care of or understood, you move on to the next one. So don't start thinking about too many things at the same time. So you need to master all these things one by one. Then the one of the, I think, most important thing from the book is, point is, pay yourself first. Because that's a question of self discipline. So why pay yourself first? What happens is, when you pay yourself first, because what we generally do is we pay the bills first, right? And then we pay ourselves. He says that rich people do it exactly opposite. His rich dad always used to say that you need to pay yourself first. So what is the importance of this? Once you pay yourself, like you keep aside money for your assets and stuff, and then who do you next have to pay? You have to pay all the bills and stuff. But once you pay yourself first, and then you have all these bills that you need to pay, you will actually be more motivated, more excited, more pressured to actually find out new avenues of earning more money. So otherwise what happens is, if you pay yourself last, all your bills are paid, everything else is done, you have to pay yourself last, then it's like you are okay with whatever money is left. So you are not thinking about how you need to grow your income, how you need to invest in assets and make sure that the assets work for you. So because that pressure is gone, all everything else is paid. But when you think of all your liabilities where you need to pay, you are actually more focused on how to earn. So that's why he says pay yourself first. Then the next point is pay the brokers well. So he says you need to understand the power of good advice. So you need to get the right people to advise you, and for that, even if you have to pay more, that is worth it. Because good advice is very important. So generally people don't want to pay well to the advisor, because they are always looking for cheap advice. But he says it doesn't work in the long run. So he said pay the advisor well. Then the seventh one is be an Indian giver. Because there's a story that when I think early settlers went into North America, they when they met Indian Americans there, they Indian Americans gave a sweater and stuff like that to the people, voyagers who had come. But they did not realize that those sweaters were just a loan. They were supposed to pay them back. So the Indian givers felt very bad that they did not give it back when it was just a loan, not a gift. So that's why I said be like an Indian giver. You need to make things clear, like when you're investing, when you're talking to the advisor, of what you're expecting, how much returns are you expecting. So you need to be very clear about your objectives. Then eighth point, we have already discussed in the first part, is you need to let your assets buy your luxuries. So don't spend all your money on buying luxuries. Spend first create assets, which in turn will help you buy the luxuries. Then the ninth one is you need to have some heroes. So you need to have people whom you look up to, who have done really well, who are really good at investing. So they will inspire and motivate you to actually take care of your finances and help you become rich. So the people who you admire, the heroes, they will always inspire you to do well. So you can read their books, like even Warren Buffett and people like that have written books. So things about them, if you read books about them, those hero stories will actually help you to become more and more successful in your life as well. And the 10th thing that you need to do to get started is teach, and you shall receive. So every time he says that if there is something, maybe you can help. If you want to learn, the best way to learn is to teach, as they say. If you want to learn something, if you want to figure out the small nuances of things like investing and stuff, you help others with this, and then things will become more and more clear to you. And he says this works for everything. The more whatever you want in your life, give that away, and then it will come back into your life manyfold. So that's why he says that you need to first teach this, so help others also become financially literate, and in turn that will also make you more and more rich. So in this video we have covered the two most important things: what to do after you become financially literate, and which will help you to move from being a poor dad to a rich dad. So basically mindset change, what and how to do the things the way the rich do things. What do they do, what do they think, how do they behave, and now how to overcome the obstacles that come in the way. So if you like the video, press the like button, share it with somebody who could benefit from this, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video with another topic. Thank you.